The Amazing Spider-Man would have been more amazing if Leo accepted the proposal, don't you think? Or how about Peter Malark taking on Dr. Octopus instead of posing for the Hunger Games? Well, stick with us because we've got the 10 actors who were almost cast in Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 10. Jamie Bell. When Sam Raimi went in to create a reboot series after getting his Spider-Man 4 proposal shut down by Sony, Sam wanted to find someone that would play Peter Parker and even do a better job than Tobey Maguire. After careful consideration of the applicants, it all came down to Jamie Bell and Andrew Garfield. And you know what? We're glad they decided to go with Garfield. The man did a phenomenal job portraying Peter Parker in the movie. Jamie Bell got really far in the auditioning process. In fact, did you know that some magazines even went so far as to say that Jamie Bell had actually signed the contract? And don't get us wrong, we think he's a capable actor, which is evident from Jumper and Defiance, but now that we look back, we can't think of anyone else that could replace Garfield.
No, I didn't set you up.
You lied to me.
No, I'm trying to help you. Let me help you.
Number 9. Logan Lerman. Logan Lerman, who played the lead in Percy Jackson and the Olympians' The Lightning Thief, became all the rage when the movie came out. During that time, the auditions for Spider-Man were taking place, and the director of Percy Jackson, Chris Columbus, said that he would be amazing in any role because he's just so good as an actor. This was all due to a statement that Logan Lerman made when he said that Spider-Man is a role that any actor would be stoked about playing, and he's no exception. Since the role of Peter Parker is such an iconic one, he was more than happy to get a call to audition. And for a long time, people thought he was getting the job, but then it was revealed that they went with another actor instead. Well, you'll get him next time, Logan.
Wait, well, what do you mean, FBI?
The FBI is the Federal Bureau of
I know what the
Investigation.
FBI means, but what are they doing here?
Number 8. Charlie Rowe. This was the actor who represented one of the newest contenders for the role of Spider-Man in the new movies. But there was a problem, and the name of that problem was Tom Holland. That's right, Tom wound up taking the role from under Charlie's nose despite him showing his fans that he's a true Spider-Man fan and that he wanted to play the role really badly. But being a good sport, he congratulated Tom Holland on his personal Twitter account by saying, "Well done at Tom Holland 1996, glad Tom's a mate, pleased for him. I thought I could have made quite a good Spider-Man." Now, some people have said that he was angry and upset with himself and with Tom for taking the role, but we don't see any signs of anger. So we're gonna assume that he just accepted his loss like a champ and learned from it.
Hey, Mrs. Starr, can I do anything? What do you want me to do?
Number 7. James Franco. Back in 2002, when the actual Clash of the Notorious role went down, James Franco almost had. But then, Tobey Maguire got the role by a landslide. And when you can't get the superhero, you settle for the villain, which is kind of what happened to James. Instead of playing the role of Peter Parker, he's famous for playing Harry Osborn. And during many interviews, he has said that the testing for the role was really hard. It was really expensive because there were all sorts of props and even cranes, but then they went with Tobey. Was Franco a bad sport about this? Nope. In fact, it was quite the opposite. He was rather happy that Tobey got picked for the role because he said, "I think he has done a better job than I would do in that role." And because they got along well with the director, he just offered him the role of Osborn. He didn't even have to audition.
Pisses me off your loyalty to Spider-Man and not to your best friend. I find him with my father's body and you defend him because he...
Number 6. Aaron Taylor Johnson. You know him as the guy that played Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron, but did you know that he was being considered for the role of Peter Parker back when they were casting The Amazing Spider-Man? It's true. He rose to fame as a teenage hero in Kick-Ass, and everyone thought he would be playing Spider-Man in the movie instead of this iconic role. He went to star in the sequel to Kick-Ass, Kick-Ass 2, which no one saw basically. He then rose to fame again when he appeared in Godzilla. But hey, as we've said, he got to play in a Marvel movie even though his role wasn't a recurring one. Oh well, you can't have everything.
I got this tall.
Number 5. Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong was once considered for the role of Spider-Man, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to play Doc Ock, but the deal fell through. You see, after the collapse of canon, the rights to Spider-Man were in the hands of Carloco Pictures. They intended on working with the legendary James Cameron, who's directed Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Because of this, going with Arnie for Doc Ock and Edward Furlong, who played the original John Connor, would have been playing Peter Parker. But in 1996, Carolco Pictures joined Canon, where the place of no return. After the collapse of Carolco, making a Spider-Man movie was the last thing on everyone's mind, so nothing came from this project.
Whoa, cool. It's like some kind of matter phase shifter.
Number 4. Tom Cruise. Ever wondered why Spider-Man is not directly related to Marvel? Well, there's a special reason for that, and we'll tell you all about it. You see, back in the day, it was really hard to make one movie, let alone 8 of them in the span of 20 years. Once upon a time, there was this perfect opportunity to have a legendary actor like Tom Cruise take on the role of Peter Parker. Seeing their opportunity, Marvel Comics did everything in their power to make a Spider-Man movie. The studio they found for the job was Canon, and they even signed Tobe Hooper as the director. But the studios couldn't see eye to eye, and they just kept putting off the release date, until finally the project was scrapped forever. Number 3. Leonardo DiCaprio. Picture this. Sony sees all the fame Leo DiCaprio is getting from Titanic, directed by James Cameron, so they decide to offer him the role of Peter Parker. He was a popular actor who would boost up the sales of the movie just by having his name up on the poster, and on top of all that, he has already worked with Sam Raimi on a different movie in the past, so working together was a no-brainer. Only there was a slight problem. Back in the early 2000s, superhero movies didn't receive the same praise and popularity they enjoy today, so Leo kindly declined the role. Toby, on the other hand, rolled the dice and took a chance.
Impressive!
Number 2. Jake Gyllenhaal. But Toby's luck almost ran out on the second Spider-Man movie, which was supposed to begin filming at the end of 2002. Why? Because Toby suffered a gut-wrenching back injury on the set of his other movie, Seabiscuit, after which he had to go into recovery. Being unsure whether he would make a full recovery by the time they start shooting Spider-Man 2, Sony started negotiations with Jake Gyllenhaal. But in the nick of time, Toby recovered and he was back on the set, ready to reprise his role. Number 1. Josh Hutcherson. Peeta Mellark from The Hunger Games is Josh Hutcherson's most popular role, and his fate would have changed forever had he been chosen to play Spider-Man for the 2012 remake of the movie. He was being considered for the role, and they even made a screen test and audition for the movie. The entire tape is even uploaded on YouTube, but there was something about Andrew Garfield that the showrunners liked more, so they went with him instead. Can you imagine how much Hutcherson's career would have changed had he played Peter Parker? On a related note, do you think Leo would have done a better job at portraying Peter Parker than Tobey Maguire? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys!